time for Qualified Mornings in the evening. What's up, family? What's up, y'all? My earnest desire is that you are well. I done dropped this thing. I don't need it. I'll charge it later. Y'all say hello while we waiting on the superstar to get here. Of the glory and the honor. Hallelujah. Y'all do me a favor. Y'all do me a favor and hit that share button. Welcome. I mean, it's the superstar. She don't even have her microphone on or nothing. So we waiting on her. While we doing that, y'all hit the share button. YouTube, are y'all in the building? What's going on, Miss Angela? I hope that you're well. Good afternoon, or evening rather. I hope that y'all are all well. Had to do this. So welcome to Qualified Mornings in the evening. I'm trying to wrap my head around this. I'm actually a little excited that my wife will be on here with me. I suppose that she's gonna be with me. Oh, here she comes. All right, here she comes. What's good? The superstar is having a wardrobe change, so we're thanking God for her. Why don't you put on one of your new t-shirts? No? All right. The people waiting on you though, so. All right, so let me tell the musicians to cut down a little bit. It would have been way better for you to put on one of the t-shirts that your husband made you for Qualified Apparel, but you late, so come on. We got to get the microphone on you and all of that stuff.
All right.
We got to do all of this stuff for you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Out of all of the shirts.
That I picked.
Yeah, you're going to pick that one.
Mm-hmm. All right, come on.
Oh, you ready to get the wardrobe on here? Get yourself together.
Come on.
Y'all, welcome in the First Lady. All right, you on. You should be on.
All right, so let me share.
All right. The First Lady is on, y'all. All right, so we're here. Y'all are disobedient. Y'all ain't sending no questions over. But it's okay because we know how to make do. All right, so say something so I can test. Say something.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Yeah, you doing too much. You are doing too much already.
Hey, y'all.
You doing way too much. Like
I need my seat moved up. Look at me. What can they see? Is that what they see?
this is what they see right here.
Oh no, move me up. Look at that. Just all sprawled out. We got to fix that.
What you mean? What are you talking about? Don't put your behind all in the thing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
You
that's
want
a
it
little
lower?
better.
You want the seat lower? What
Oh,
do you
that's a
want?
little better.
If you had been down here already,
I can't
we
hear.
could have worked all this stuff out. You can't. You don't need to hear. Just talk.
Feels weird. I don't know because I'm not hearing you in my ear.
You can look on your phone because I always keep mine up here.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. All right, I'm good. Hey, y'all.
All right, so we're glad to have each and every one of you. Do me a favor and hit the share button. Hit the share button. In Jesus' name. All right, so those of you that don't know, please make sure you're following at Pastor Donté T. on IG, as well as DLT Ministries and DLT Ministries on Facebook. All right, so we got a couple of questions already. So Miss Natalia, it's Natalia. Well, lower your seat while the screen is off. Come on. So the Saints ain't looking at your behind and stuff. They can still hear you though. It doesn't matter if you whisper or not. You whisper like they can't hear you. So, all right, man. All right. So let me do this. So y'all know that the tune is coming up. My song is coming out on the 20th of July. I'm just gonna pick a random spot of the song because I don't know where this is in the song. So y'all here's a quick snippet. Say it again, say it. July the 20th, y'all. All right, so I need y'all to grab that. It's going to be on YouTube Music, Amazon Music, Apple Music. Everywhere there is music, you can get it there. So I want y'all to make sure y'all grab that. Now, let's jump into this because I guess y'all are going to give questions live. Excuse me. You're going to give questions live. So I'm going to let my wife introduce herself for those of you that have only seen her on her avatar. So say something, superstar.
Hey guys, I'm Sharice Thompson. I am the wife of Donté Thompson. It's nice to meet all of you virtually. You guys have heard about me, that I am this awesome baker. I am a mom. I had a long day today, so I am lit and ready for the questions. Yes, let's get it.
So great. All right, so since Miss it's Natalia started us off, Natalia, how do you know when he or she is the one? How do you know when he or she is the one? You want to start with that?
No.
No, you don't. Okay. Phenomenal. I need somebody to.
Okay. I'll go ahead. Somebody go ahead and say what you go say. You need somebody to take notes.
Just to take notes so I can make sure that I keep up with the questions.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
So my response would be, of course, you have gone through all of the, I'll call it the steps. You've already done everything necessary to ensure that this person possesses all of the qualities that you would like for them to possess. What can I say? You've already done your homework, your background check. And let's not be superficial, like, hey, this is the one because I love them. Like, you have to think with your head, like, what else?
Have a microphone on. You can't keep hitting yourself in the chest.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot all about that. That was even
What is there?
Okay. But you have to use your mind and think, like, what qualities will this person possess? Let's say 5 years from now, 10 years from now, what would that person be able to bring to the table to bring you some sense of security other than love? So that's without, I guess, going through every single step. But yeah.
I would say there's just something that lets you know when the person has it. Love isn't enough. And I really want to remind people that love is not enough. I know you love a person, but love does not keep you in a marriage. Love does not keep you in a relationship. Love does not keep you, with butterflies in your stomach. At the end of the day, love will wane. Love goes up. Love goes down. And that can't be the only factor that is used when when diagnosing who's the one. I like the background check piece. I also like finding out who they are. Find out about their family structure. You need to know not just what the mama look like, what do the mama act like? How are you getting involved with their family? There are so many different factors. You knew my family before the important people in my family. Don't make that face. You knew my father, my mother, my sister.
Right.
Okay.
Immediate
Some of my
family.
aunts. You
No,
know.
I didn't know them.
You did know them. Auntie Hank. Yeah, ma'am.
Okay.
You did know Auntie Hank. You knew of Auntie Twink.
I knew of
You
them.
knew of Auntie Hank because we had a couple of deaths in the family and you were there.
That is right. Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
ma'am.
Forgot.
God bless you. And I'm the one that don't remember nothing. So you need to know what you're getting into. What is their drive outside of their family, outside of love? What's in their heart? Like, I knew that my wife was my selection. Let me not say the one. I knew my wife was my selection when I saw her as a mother. I saw her as a friend. I saw her as a supporter. I saw how she carried herself. One thing that I really appreciated about her is that she wasn't a loudmouth woman. She wasn't one of those people who was always talking. Like, for a man, we want a woman to have spunk, but we don't want her to always be talking. Like, I like that. So that's one of the ways that those are some of the ways that I knew that she was my selection. I don't know if I believe in the idea of a person is the one. I believe that she is my selection. There is only one prearranged marriage in the Bible. That's Adam and Eve. The rest of them were choice. Maybe not the woman's choice all the time, but definitely it's by choice.
And that's good that you say like by choice, because when you think about who you're selecting as your mate, it's very important that you treat it like this is important. This is my life. Like, who I choose to wake up to every day, to do life with, finances. And a lot of times we don't discuss all of the important details of a relationship, all of the important components. You know, how do you rear and raise your children? How were you raised? You know, what trauma do you bring to the relationship? How did you deal with the trauma? There's so many different ways to look at it, but it's very important to know what you want, because if you don't know what you want and what qualities that you want in a person, you'll end up settling for something that you didn't really want to settle for. So I'll say this, like, for me, because I was in a relationship before, there were some things that were just like non-negotiable. Like, I cannot be with somebody who is not honest, who cheats. I can't do that. Who's selfish? Those are non-negotiables. So you have to. And then, so for us, like, sometimes I can be meticulous about certain things, versus my husband may not be. And so, like, I'm willing to give in to those little things. Those are not so important to fuss and fight about, because I know that I'm secure in him. I'm secure in my relationship. He provides me, the trust and the security that I need. So you have to figure out what it is that you want and what are non-negotiables.
Cool. While you were saying that, Shante Nunn said, today you need a credit report, see their portfolio, investments. You need to see a clean bill of health.
Clean bill of health. Yes.
Right. I'm going to get back to, let me go to Sheldon's question. He said, do you believe in doing the separate guy trips and girl trips? Yes. I want her to go somewhere. Please go.
You know what? The last girl trip that I went on was, I believe it was our first year, within our first year of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So that would have been the spring of 2012.
Yep, because I had the kids.
Spring of 2012 was my last girl trip, and I am ready to be out. I'm ready to take a solo trip.
Yeah. Why are you looking down here? You gotta look up there.
Oh, I don't know. I was just.
Yeah. I mean, you looking like. You gotta look up there.
I've been trying to make myself.
Yeah, just look right there.
Yeah,
because that's where we talking.
I need a solo trip, guys.
I don't know about no solo trip.
Man, do you believe in?
I believe in solo trips.
Oh,
I'm saying, I don't know with the way that the world is. I don't know if I want you.
I understand.
Going somewhere by yourself
right.
like that. That's
right.
not.
I get it.
But I do believe in guys and girls trips because you have to have an identity. Number one, you have to have an identity outside of that person that you are wedded to. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having an identity. The problem comes in when you don't have trust. You don't have belief in the other person. So when you go, Auntie Marcy said, "I'll go with you." She gonna have you everywhere because she don't go to sleep. When she go out of town, she don't go to sleep.
Oh Lord, I gotta get some sleep.
She do not go to sleep.
That's a non-negotiable.
But the problem comes in if you're insecure and you can't trust your mate, or you've given your mate a reason to feel that way. Go on head on. I go to Atlanta, and it's not a guy trip, but I go to Atlanta all the time, and I know that you trust me in going down there. And I think you've learned how to give me that space because like life starts happening so fast when I get down there. I'm on the go. I'm grabbing something to eat. I'm meeting up with this person. I'm getting a haircut. I'm going to this service. I'm going to do that. I got to go preach. Lenore and Brandon are picking me up. All kinds of everything. My mother got me running to do something. It becomes very taxing. And if my wife, when I go out of town, is like, well, you don't call me. You didn't call me. You didn't call the kids. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. Like, I would be like, let me turn my phone off when I get to Hartsfield Jackson Airport.
It's too much.
Like, cause I don't ever want to deal with that. I don't ever want to deal with that, that insecurity. So if you are insecure, you have to learn how to trust. Come on, say it with me. Put it in the comments. Say, I have to learn how to trust. You got to let her be okay. She may get hollered at. My wife has a shape. She has I don't want to say too much, but she got junk in the trunk. And I have to be okay with knowing that other people will be attracted to her. I was attracted to her, so why wouldn't other people be attracted to her? Like, did she become ugly or unattractive rather, because she got married to me, or she with me, or however y'all, your structure is? No, I trust her. I know she gonna be like, no, I'm married, and she gonna walk off. She not a nice person anyway if you don't know her. So,
I'm very nice.
Okay. Like, people don't just be like, oh my God, you're so pleasant. Like, over the past 10 years, I've had to teach you that because you were standoffish. You didn't approach people.
First of all, don't come at me incorrect. That's the first thing.
Ain't nobody came to you incorrect.
A lot of people, yes, a lot of people do come at you incorrect, and you have to.
How did you say how somebody came at you incorrect? Tell me how they came to you incorrect.
I'm talking about well, in the context of this conversation, I thought we were talking about how people approach you, as far as like
Absolutely.
the opposite sex, right? Or no, we're not talking about that, or just people
opposite
in general.
sex. But people, there are people who like the same sex you like, right? They like you.
They do.
There's dudes that like me.
Yeah. Okay.
You realize that, right?
I realize that. But what?
So you started talking about opposite sex. What you mean?
I'm talking about
approaching you, period.
right. Okay, so in
Okay.
general, just
Yes.
people in general.
People in general, and
just being nice.
yes.
Okay. I'm not mean though. I'm not mean.
You got to trust your mate, man.
And let me tell you, I did have to learn how to appreciate him being absent. And I'm like, of course, I love him being with us, being home, and all of that stuff. But let me tell you, there's no peace. Like when he is gone, there's no peace. There is no sleep, like sleeping in that whole bed. So you got to learn how to.
As big as that bed is, and as small as you are,
I
talking
go
about
to
being
the middle of the bed and I sleep on both of our pillows. And I tell
What?
them kids, do not come in here. No, you sleep in your own. This is not the time for us to be cuddling. This is my time. I'm
Amen.
just saying.
All right.
I can't wait till next week.
I stay in my section of the bed. I don't be all over the
I'm
bed.
going to be in the middle. I'm
Anyway.
going to sleep in the whole bed.
Anyway, she was nice to some of y'all because you were connected to me. That's the only reason she was nice. All right. Does it matter if the group you are with, if they are married or single? Panther said you're not approachable, sis.
Oh, wow. I don't think it matters if the group that you're with, I don't think it matters if they're married or single. It matters if that group of single individuals respects your mate and your marriage. That's what matters. So you can't be put into compromising situations. That's not cool. So you got to figure what works.
Yeah, I think that it's on the person going on the trip to set the boundaries, to say what they will and won't do/stand for.
If that's your friend, they should already know. The boundaries should already be set before you even go on the trip.
Yeah.
So you may have an itinerary set where, hey, the married couples y'all might want to do this because we going here and we about to be twerking. Like, cool, sis, go ahead. Y'all go do what y'all doing. Like, those are boundaries that are already established in friendships. You should already know that.
But you married and maybe you like to twerk. Maybe you like to dance. Maybe you like to do all of that. I'm saying a person will only respect what you respect.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, you should set some boundaries, because maybe the last time y'all went on a trip, you weren't married. And your friend, they may like, they may love, they may not even get down with your mate, but it's on you to set the boundaries, to set the standard, to say, girl, that he looking at you. Like, my man is at home. I'm good. I came here to drink. I came here to kick it. I came here to have fun. I didn't come here for that. Stella don't need to get a groove
now, and I don't know if I'm breaking no girl code. Now, there are some individuals that go and kick it, whether you're on a girls trip or not, and you like, hey girl, I need you to use your booty to get us some free drinks tonight. Like, but but that's all it is. You already know it's just free drinks. It ain't nothing else. Use what you got so we can get what we need.
It's called taking one for the team.
That's taking one for the team.
Taking one for the team.
Yep. And y'all gotta hold me up so it don't go no further. That's it.
Yeah.
Hey.
I feel it. What y'all got some questions? Come on. What else? I don't I need to I'm trying to see. I know I missed a question.
I know your mother asked a question.
What she asked? I know you guys want
What's another question too? Kyra asked a question.
Oh, Kyra did ask a question. Oh, Miss Kyra, where's your question at? How do you stay strong when your mate is away from you and you're struggling with it? So, in your situation, it's a little bit difficult because your mate, you can't get to your mate all the time like that. And so, I think that's one of those things, like, what are you going, how long are you going to be how long are you going to be apart? Can you, I think, Brian Panther said it. Can you stand the rain? Can you stand being apart? Are you okay with the distance? Can you handle the distance? Because one of the worst things I think anybody can ever do is force themselves into a situation where you're making yourself be in a long distance relationship. Right. Don't make yourself be in a long distance relationship if that's not, watch this, what you want, right, and what you are able to handle. Mm-hmm. If that person is away, if you're going to be all right with it, then you can't complain. But if you say, look, I didn't sign up for this, I don't know if I want this anymore, that got to be it. Mm-hmm. That's my opinion on it.
I mean, I agree. I mean, I'm not, let me not say I'm not built for that. I mean, but that's not, at this juncture in my life, that's not something that I have to, of course, worry with, and I hope that I don't. I want to, I don't know, that's difficult. I mean, you said it best. You said you just have to figure out if that's something that you really want to continue with, and if you're built for that.
What did my mother ask? I don't see what my mother asked. Boy, that chicken. Lord Jesus. All right, Natalia had a question. The second one, how do you include God in your relationship?
How do you include God in your relationship?
What?
How do you include God in your relationship?
So for us to be really super honest, we're not super deep. Like we're not super deep. We're not. Well, she don't speak in tongues at all. So I can't say we ain't speaking in tongues. She don't speak in tongues. So, what? I'm trying to get you there.
I'm just trying to figure out.
Do you want it tonight? I got the oil over here somewhere. So we're not super deep. We are probably the most down-to-earth couple that you'll ever meet in your life. One of the most down-to-earth couples that you'll ever meet in your life, because my vocation is with God. And so let me say this without y'all looking at me as a heretic. You can order this shirt on Etsy.com, Qualified Apparel. Sometimes I don't want to be talking to God. Sometimes I don't. And I don't want to be sitting up, if I'm making love to my wife, if I say, oh God, it's a different kind of oh God. It's not the kind of oh God, like God, come on into this. Hallelujah. That's not none of that. So the way that we keep God in our lives is, I know that she's gifted. I know she's anointed. I know she is spirit filled. I know she's a praying woman. I know that she loves the Lord. I know that. She knows that same thing for me. And when it's time to come together to pray, we will come together to pray. When it's time to, I wouldn't have married her if she didn't love God, because that means she wouldn't be able to handle my anointing. And I told my church this some years ago, and I think it bears saying, and maybe this will help deliver some people. When you are assigned and anointed, always remember, you are anointed and assigned for the work. They ain't assigned and anointed for your wife. Don't try to make your wife a preacher if she's not a preacher. Don't try to make your wife something that she's not. Conversely or adversely, don't try to make your husband something that he is not. If he good being bruh so-and-so, if that was the case, I would be okay being brother Donté Thompson, doing the media, working hard for evangelist Sharice Thompson. I'd be okay with that. But we let each other be who we are in God and outside of God. So the way that you're able to keep God in your relationship or include God in your relationship is you don't disclude, if that's a word, God in your personal life, your private life.
And I would just say another way to include God in your relationship is just making sure that you pray for your mate. Sometimes that's something that, a lot of people, say you should pray for your mate. There's plenty of books on them that have been written, but it is definitely important because sometimes we don't set aside time intentionally to pray together. But just making sure that you pray for your mate in every, aspect and area of life that he or she may encounter. So that's important. So sometimes I'll do that. And you don't even know that and it's not for me to broadcast. I prayed for you today, like. Right.
Don't wake me up out my sleep. Right. Don't do that. Like when I'm asleep, like I'm not, like I'm different. Like when we got married, I was a very light sleeper. Mm-hmm. I sleep a little bit harder now. I guess put so much on my mind and doing so much, but I sleep harder. But if I were to wake up to you, Father, in the name of Jesus, if I woke up to that, I'm telling you right now,
woo,
somebody going to the couch and that ain't me. And I mean that.
That's hilarious. No, we're not doing that though.
Yeah, that can't happen. So stop making your spirituality so deep.
It's not.
It ain't that. We overcompensate because we don't have what we say we have. So what we do is we make everything overly spiritual because we really don't have it. We make everything when we do have it, we undercut it. Like I don't like using this word a lot, but find the place of balance where your connectivity with God and your mate is equal and on the same playing field. To me, it just doesn't make any sense. I couldn't marry somebody that didn't want to laugh.
Always walking around preaching.
Like I did. When I tell you, I'd have been divorced. Like I'd have been divorced if this woman was overly deep and I didn't find out until.
Lay your hands on me, Pastor.
Yeah, like when she calls me Pastor, the only time she calls me Pastor is when she's being sarcastic. Like say there was something I was supposed to do, and I'm being smart with her. All right, Pastor, Pastor, you should have did this. What you talked about doing such and such and such and such a day in church. Oh, you ain't doing it now. What? Why you ain't clean that up, Pastor? Like it's never a. Oh my God, Pastor. I really sense God doing something. Like I think I've only in 11 years, I think I've only prophesied to you like 3 times.
It hasn't been a lot.
3 times. 2 times I think maybe 2 times in church, and another time outside of it. I just and I can remember that. However, stop being deep. Like let God be true, every man a liar. If you're going to pray together, pray together. If you're not, make sure you pray. I know they say family that prays together stays together and all of that. That's really nice. What's up, man? That's really nice. I don't know that that's always the way to go. I think it's necessary, but I don't think me and you standing here praying every single night, that's going, like the devil ain't gonna try to infiltrate. No, you got to have some power in yourself. You have to have some ability in yourself to be in control to trust God for your life, trust God for your mate's life. Like, man, if my wife was hurt, I think she had something going on. I can't remember what it was, but I just laid my hand on her and I prayed. I didn't go through no whole dissertation, but I prayed for her, and I know she prays for me. I can feel it. You know what I'm saying? I can feel those moments when she is covering me in prayer. But I don't need as one of my boys, Tim Clinton says, I don't need no prayer warrior. I don't need no prayer warrior. I can do without the prayer warrior, Reverend.
It's not. I mean, if that's what you do, that's what you do. But again, balance. I feel balance is great.
Did you find that question?
Mother asked a question.
I know you guys, and I want to know how she feels separating from your mother-in-law status from just being your wife and keeping it collectively. I have no idea what that means.
I know you guys, and I want to know how she feels separating your mother-in-law status. I don't know.
What would you, rewrite that, text us real quick. What would you say was the best advice you received about relationships?
Man, keep your marriage and your business to yourself. That's the best relationship advice that I could have ever received. It's not for everybody. You don't need to tell everybody what's going on. You know, sometimes people say when you get married, they like, oh, you have all of these people that have gathered with you that's going to be your support. And, you know, everybody's not rooting for you. Everybody's not supporting you.
Agreed.
So you go and run and tell all of your problems to your supposed, trusted source, and they talking about you. They laughing at you, or they're giving advice that they wouldn't take themselves. So you got to work some things out on your own. Well, all of it. And if you have to seek an outside source, you got to seek somebody that's trusted and that's not going to give you bad advice.
I say the same thing, and I think I've said it on the live before. I don't do the whole posting 50 pictures of my wife thing. I don't do it. I just don't do it. I don't believe in it. If you know me, you know I'm married. If you don't know me, all you gotta do is look on my page. You'll find out that I'm married. I keep people out of my business. The reason why we have had one disagreement, like that we disagree on a lot of stuff, but one argument, maybe one argument, is because we didn't take what we feel to somebody else and was like, yo, what you think? No, I ain't doing that. I told my wife, if you want to argue, you married the wrong man. I don't want to argue. And not that she was trying to be argumentative. I just said, I don't want to argue. I'm not going to do it. I will let you talk to you blue in the face, and I will say, oh, okay. That's what I will do. The greatest advice you will ever get, I believe, that we have gotten, is keep people out your business. Keep people out your marriage. The marriage, the Bible is clear. It says, then shall a man leave his father and his mother, and he shall cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one. I don't need to talk to y'all about what's going on in my marriage. Doesn't matter how great it is, doesn't matter how bad it is. If it's great, what I'm not going to do is put it before you so you can throw salt in the game. And if it's bad, I'm not going to give it to you so you can make it worse. I keep people out of my relationship. I keep people out of my marriage, because if I have something to say, I will say it. If she has something to say, she will text it.
So petty. I mean,
did I lie? Find a lie.
Petty is real.
So that's how who do we confide in? For real? each other. I mean, I'm sure she has, if something really just goes awry, she has somebody to talk to. If I needed to, I could talk to my bishop. But honestly, man, we try to keep that with each other.
And I'll say, like, there was, and maybe I don't know. Well, I could say it. It doesn't matter at this junction. There, when we were really going through a hard time, I was like, man, I really wanted to reach out to, trusted individuals for advice and support. And, sometimes God will make those people unavailable so that you can sort those things out on your own. And we didn't get the support that we needed, or would have liked to have received at that time. And it did make us come to one another to just kind of trudge through it. And that really was the best way to do it. So
I think we make relationships hard. We make them more difficult than they have to be. If we would only be honest, we would be honest and truthful about our feelings, our emotions. Like, if you hurt my feelings, you have to be open with that. So today, let me tell y'all what happened. So I was asleep on the couch, and I was knocked out. I locked the screen door. So she couldn't get in. She FaceTimes me. I look at it, and I'm like, hey, and I could see that she was on the porch. So I got up, opened the door, and she was like, yeah, what if something was going on? You
I couldn't get into
blah,
my
blah,
own
blah.
house.
She couldn't get in her own house and blah, blah, blah.
Looking like I don't belong here, waiting on the porch.
Right. So, overboard. So, I let her in, and I went back to the couch and went to sleep. She must have left again and came back. She was in the kitchen. I smelled food cooking. She went on ahead and cooked. And when she walked past me, I said, hey, babe. She said, hey, and kept on going up the steps. I mean, no kiss, hug, slap, scratch, nothing. Kept on going up the steps. I said, oh, okay. Well, I needed to run to the church to get this other lapel.
I knew that this was going to come up tonight.
Then you should be prepared for the rebuttal. So, I went in the kitchen, and I kind of I think I tried to hug her or say hey or touched on her booty or did something. I don't know what I did.
You tried to give me a hug.
Oh,
I hugged
excuse
you.
me. It was whack. It was whack. It was like, I don't really know you at church hug. Like, or I really don't want to be bothered with you, but I got to because my husband, the pastor, kind of hug. And so I was like, oh. I said, wow, you ain't talked to me, embraced me like that today. Like,
and what did I say?
What did you say?
I said, man, when I came in the door, you didn't embrace me. You went back to the couch to go to sleep. You could have embraced me. You could have given me a hug. Don't put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
I was a zombie when I opened the door because I trudged on back to, got on the couch and went to sleep. Back to sleep as if I had never been awakened. You're whack.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, ma'am. You whack for that. So, but we don't have them kind of issues. I said something to her. She said something to me. I got in the car, went to the church, got this, came back. She FaceTimed me about a certain issue, and I came back home, and we was good. It didn't, for real. We make things too difficult. Like, if you feel some kind of way, say something. Like, no, that wasn't a big deal, but had I died going out, she would have remembered that for the rest of her life. She would have been given a pretty penny for my death. But you would have remembered that. I didn't even speak to my husband when he left.
I mean.
Oh, yeah, you would remember that, and I would be sitting in the bosom of Abraham saying, yep. Talking about you was listening to your music.
I was. I went into a zone and you on the couch. I've been up since how long this morning?
I got up the same time you got up. I did not go back to sleep, ma'am. I was up. Yes, you were out and you were working, but I never went back to sleep.
I'm sorry.
You sorry for what?
I'm sorry I didn't give you a hug.
All right. It's a couple. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, don't try to give me a hug for the people.
I'm sorry.
For the people, watch out. Watch out. What do you think is one of the hardest adjustments in marriage? Being one. Being one is a hard adjustment. When you've spent your whole life, you've been taught how to be independent. Now you have to be interdependent with someone. That's different. Because in marriage, you can't just get up and go and leave and don't nobody know. Like, you can get up and leave. For me, I can get up and leave and say, hey, I'll be back. And she not ask me where I went. But if I'm gone for like 2 hours, she's going to be like, you all right? Where you at? What's going on? You good? That's an adjustment because I was used to just going and being gone and being by myself. I had to learn how to be okay. I don't know if I taught her how to do this or she was forced to live it, but I'm good with being in a room by myself and not talking to nobody. I think maybe early on she was like, you all right? Everything good? Yeah, I'm fine. Leave me alone. Like, let me be here. I think that was one of my most difficult adjustments.
What was the question?
What do you think is one of the hardest adjustments in marriage?
I would say my hardest adjustment in marriage is in today's time, and this is why I try to drill into my kids. Blended families sucks. So if you can avoid having outside parties in your marriage, that will make life so much easier for you. That's it.
Miss Kyra asks, how do you learn not to take your past issues out on your mate and not have trust issues? That's a good question, Ma. We're going to get to that one. That's a really good question.
Which one? Kyra's?
Kyra, you answer. Let's answer
yes,
hers first.
How do you learn not to take your past
out on your mate and not have trust issues?
You have to heal from that. I think would be the first thing. You have to heal from your past issues. Heal from the fact that that person hurt you or abused your trust. And then also, you have to heal and forgive yourself for allowing it. You have to take responsibility for it. Sometimes what happens is when you're in a relationship, you'll point the finger at the other person as far as all of the faults or all of the wrong that they did. But sometimes we have to take a step back and say, did I miss something? Did I miss some signs along the way? Did I miss some signals along the way that I should have seen? And put blinders on, giving them an opportunity to show me that, they were doing right when they really were doing wrong, that I ignored, that they were, intentionally doing wrong. You have to forgive yourself for that. Forgive yourself for allowing you to be misused and hurt and abused. And then you have to allow the new person to build trust. It's levels to it. So once you get beyond the fact that you've healed from the past, you can help move towards a better future, and again allowing another person to build trust. So that way you don't have to, because sometimes what can happen is you can move past that situation. You can give the new person a level of trust, but then sometimes what may happen if you're not careful with the new individual is there may be triggers that are set. And there may be triggers that are set because maybe there are some similarities in the new person that mirrors the past, and there may be signs that you're missing. So you just got to be careful and be really, really intentional. So
I think healing, forgiving yourself, you also have to, you can't hold a person that didn't do anything to you to the fence or to the wall. You can't hold them to that because they didn't do it. Mm-hmm. You can't have trust issues with a new person that didn't betray your trust.
But sometimes what happens is a lot of times because you ignored the signs in the previous relationship, you'll get with somebody who looks different but has the same characteristics as the old individual. You can't ignore those signs.
Agreed. I agree. You still can't hold them to that.
You can't hold them to that. But if that new person is misusing and abusing the trust, you're like, dang, I can't trust you. This familiar.
It's a trigger. I agree. That's a trigger. They deserve that. True. If they're betraying your trust. However, what if the person is not betraying
True.
your trust?
Right.
You're holding them hostage to a past or previous feeling, and that's no good for either one of y'all.
Right.
That's no good for either person because you're not giving. I can say it like this: you're not giving that new person and yourself the opportunity to flourish into something new.
Go ahead.
You're breaking something, expecting it for it to be something old.
The reality is that nobody's perfect as well. No one's perfect. So there is trust that is built, but at some point in time, there's going to be a fault.
Okay.
A fault, and you have to be okay with forgiving that person as well, because you're not perfect, and there may be something that you do that you want somebody to forgive you for.
Right. Extending the same grace.
Right.
You know, I try to tell the kids.
You build trust.
That is built. Absolutely. So then it's your fault if you give them a level of trust
that they hadn't worked for.
You give a 3-month person a level of trust that you would give to a 365-day person.
Right.
Like
that's your bad.
That's your fault. Don't give a level of trust. Don't give all the trust.
Right.
And here's the thing. We say it all the time in the house. We say it here all the time. We don't put nothing past nobody. That's something that we always say. I think we haven't had to apply it to each other, but we don't trust none of y'all like that. We don't. We love you. I love you. I don't know if she love you or not.
Who we love?
The people.
Oh yeah, we love the people. We love the people.
See how you had to figure out who is.
I didn't know who you were talking about.
Well, we talking to them. So why wouldn't the context be to them? They're over your head, long day. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna get you off of here. But stop trusting everybody. All right, stop trusting everybody. Not an in-law thing. How do you deal with the in-laws? So, Panther, I'm gonna get to that in a second. That's a good question as well. All right, so I can say this. So when my wife and I got married, first of all, we did not have this big ceremony. I didn't want to have a big ceremony. I actually should have asked her more of what we wanted, but I think we was in such a rush to get to the date. We got married on 11/11/11. I think we were rushing to that date, and so yeah. I need Jenny's question because I didn't see it. So when we got married, let me cut across the field. By the time it was announced on that Sunday, Monday we kind of broke the internet a little bit, and so I think that next week after we got married, I got an opportunity to talk to her mother, who would be my mother-in-law. And I actually called her because there were some things that were supposedly said, and I wanted to address them and have a conversation because it wasn't my intention on being married to my wife for 3 years. I never had that intention. My intention was that whoever died, we was gonna die married. I was gonna be in a black suit, or she was gonna be in a black dress with a hat.
Don't put me in no black dress.
So what you gonna wear? Rainbow?
I don't know.
Like you happy that I'm gone?
You talking about? Wait a minute. You talking about me as I'm grieving you?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna wear. Slick though.
I'm gonna haunt you. So after having the conversation with my mother-in-law, it was a disagreement. I didn't like what she had to say. She didn't like what I had to say. And, you know, for some years, I've had to just tolerate because I didn't like our initial running. I knew her already, but I did not like our initial.
I'm being so nice about this.
I'm trying to.
I wish you just get it out. You want me to say it?
No, I'm.
Okay,
you,
go ahead.
You can say it. You can say it, but let me make this point before you be blunt, because I say the bottom lip, the way your bottom lip was about to go is like you about to say a lot, and I'm just gonna sit back.
Okay. Sorry.
The initial conversation caused me to not want to be bothered like that, and I'm already nonchalant, so I didn't want to be bothered because you just came at me wrong. Now I acquiesce.
So
acquiesce to you. That's what that.
So I bottom line is, what was the question? Let's go back to the question.
The in-laws.
How do you
deal with in-laws?
Okay, how do you deal with in-laws? I would not change the way that we did things. No, we didn't have a big discussion about if we wanted a big ceremony and all of that type of stuff, but I would not change a single moment of it just being us. Again, I think I said this earlier, is you're not going to always have people who are cheering you and rooting you on and supporting your every decision. And such was the case for me, is my mom did not support my marriage. And so ironically enough, we just had a conversation about this. And my marriage is my marriage, and you have to teach people how to respect that. And it was really, really tough. And it's not that I haven't had tough encounters with my mother before. I have. And so, I mean, there was a time that I just had to separate, my mom from even coming around and being disrespectful because of what you don't like. But at the end of the day, when you go home, we still live here. What you're not about to do is come up here and disrupt our household. You're not about to disrupt our household for the kids, for me, my husband, none of that. You can't do that. And so that's what I would say. You gotta protect your mate. You have to protect your mate. That's what I would say in that regard. Yeah, that's it. You gotta protect your mate.
And so adversely, I think with your mom being kind of the beginning being contentious, my mother, other than the fact that she was upset that I told my father before I told her, it was like
complete opposite.
It was a
total opposite.
Just welcome.
I mean, they literally, like, it was just so welcoming. Like, I just became their daughter instantly. So it was like, wow. Not only did I become their daughter, but my two children that I brought along into the marriage automatically became their grandchildren. And I mean, I remember when we went to service in Cleveland, and he was like, man, I just got 2 more grandchildren. Like, I got 3 grandchildren now. Like, it was just a total welcome act laid out. So total opposite. So
that's because my family better than yours. So listen, the next question.
My father welcomed you.
He did. Oh, that's my guy. That's my dude.
My aunts welcomed you.
What aunts? Oh, Alice and
yes.
Alice did the ceremony.
Yeah, she did.
Alice did the ceremony. Yeah. She prayed 15 times.
It was just an issue with my mother. That's all.
Oh yeah. Like, I'm joking, y'all.
And it's just people. People will have something to say, but at the end of the day, if that's your choice and you're happy with your choice, that's all that matters.
Cool. We're going to take a couple more questions and we're going to get off of here because I need to eat. We need to go to bed, child. All right, quick question here. Jenny asked the question. She said, how does a single woman let a man know that she is available to date without looking thirsty? Let me say this, and I want you come from your perspective because you're a woman, from a man's perspective. Let me say this. This is 2022. I don't think it's anything wrong with a woman letting a man know that she's interested. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think if you're interested in a man, I don't think it's anything wrong with you letting it be known. I have a problem with women proposing to men. Y'all Negroes is whack for that. That's whack. That ain't. I don't agree with that. What? You agree with?
No, I'm just.
That's whack.
You called them whack.
Huh?
You said they was whack for that.
They whack for that. Easily. But I think that you don't miss out on something because you think the man should make the first move. I think women, if you look at it biblically, remember Naomi told Ruth where to be, what to do, how to be around. Ruth made herself available in order to get what she wanted. He had to initiate the connection, but she had to make herself available. And that's how I feel about that.
And I agree. I don't think that there's anything wrong with making yourself available. You said, without looking thirsty. Yeah, don't.
I don't think they look thirsty though.
It doesn't look thirsty, but you're saying how do you make yourself known to this single person? Yeah, don't be a stalker with it. Like, just casually put yourself out there. You can say something. It's totally okay to say, hey, I'm interested. And today you got to ask all the important questions as well. So, because he may not be interested in you. He may be interested in bruh. So, I'm just saying. He might.
You're right. You just said it.
All right. So, yeah.
Yeah, I say okay, slide in the DMs. Yeah, slide in the DMs. Like don't be, don't be a little whore. Nah, come on.
It's all right.
Yeah, so it's cool. Brian Panther, this is the last two questions because I just seen these last two. How hard is it to love again after a bad breakup? He's kind of in a situation that you've gone through, so
it is hard, but I think you have to. Let me just say what I'm gonna say. After a person has totally stripped like everything away from you, and you don't even know how to love yourself again, it's gonna take some time, and you have to pour back into yourself the love. You gotta love yourself, and sometimes it's gonna be forcing yourself to love you without looking for it in other places, without seeking validation from outside sources. Literally forcing yourself to look yourself in the mirror and to love you, speaking and declaring over yourself love into you. Man, I had to do that. I had to post scriptures up and force myself to read those things, little declarations and things like that to build myself back up, because I allowed somebody to strip that away from me. So you have to start there first with pouring back love into you, and there's going to be some days that it's easy to do, and there's going to be some days that it's very difficult to do. But once you continue doing it and going through the process, it will open you up to receiving love then from outsiders, because now you know what type of love that you want to receive from somebody else. So you're not going to settle for anything less than. So, yeah. It's difficult. It is very difficult, but you can do it. And I also prayed. I prayed and I asked the Lord. My prayer was, God, don't let this process take as long as it did to recover from this, as it did for me to actually, deal with that situation. I was in a bad situation for a long time. I was like, don't let my recovery process take as long. Let it be a swift recovery. Let it be a swift healing. So, amen.
There it is. Christian talking about who is your favorite nephew and why. It's not you presently because I text you in that group text for the 29th and you haven't responded yet. And whoever it is that you invited to come along with, you haven't. Okay. All right. Let's get one more question.
Oh, you all right? Little cough and a sneeze.
Woo.
Ooh.
I don't know what it was.
Oh.
Woo. All right. So everybody say swift recovery.
Swift recovery.
All right. I have a serious question. As parents, pastors, entrepreneurs, etc., how do you balance all of that while making time for each other and even time for self-care? Self-care. It's intentional. Like when we actually were supposed to go do something Friday.
Let me tell you.
I don't know what was about to say.
My husband and I were supposed to have date night on Friday. We had planned it a week prior. Yes, we were. And you was about to say that. How do you make? Yep, that's answering the question. We were intentional about making plans to go and spend time with one another. And when I got upstairs, this man was in the bed asleep. And I said, you know what? And I just said, I'm just going to let him sleep because obviously he's too tired to keep his commitment for date night. I was so excited. And I was tired, but I was excited to go and spend some time with my husband. So we did not get that date night. And I did not tell him how I felt until this very moment.
Now, let me tell you something. Because don't act like you didn't get in the bed and go to sleep.
Friday
You went
night?
to sleep. Yes. I fell asleep and you got in the bed and went to sleep too. And furthermore, we could have gone at 10 o'clock, ma'am. The place that we were going.
I don't remember that Friday night. But you were.
You did. And when I woke up, you were watching the Kojic thing.
Oh, was I? Oh. We could have did that too. But whatever, it's okay. But that's what happened. And self-care, I'm so terrible with self-care. Self-care, I'm horrible. He probably does a little bit better with self-care than I do. But I'm terrible with self-care. But I try to manage it. It's a delicate balancing act to try to shuffle everything and make sure that nothing goes neglected.
You got to be intentional. That's the reality. If you're not intentional about it, you'll find yourself lost in the sauce. Make time, and there's a reason why I made this graphic as I did. Make time to live, make time to laugh, make time to love. Like that is so super important. Make that time. Come on, somebody say it. I got to make time. Put that in the comments. I have to make time. You have to be intentional about that. I honestly, we didn't have a conversation, so I figured you didn't want to. You didn't feel like going anymore. That's why I didn't express it because I knew what time we could have went. They didn't close until 1 o'clock, so we could have left in Medina, 35-minute ride. Went there, enjoyed. We can do it Friday.
I mean, it was okay. You know what? Friday, this past weekend in the city of Akron, it's been a little rough. So it was all right.
We wouldn't have been in Akron, no?
We wouldn't have been in Akron.
But then leaving the kids and stuff, yeah. But you got to be intentional. And the self-care piece, going to get a massage, going walking, taking time, going, finding you a hot tub or whatever it is. You got to make that time. You got to do that. if you're feeling like you're lost in life, you're lost in love, you're lost in your relationship, you got to go do something to make you better. If you want to go get your hair done, go get your hair done. If you want to go get your nails done, your feet done, if you want to, whatever it is you want to do, go do that for you. I don't drink at all. But if you want to have a drink, go have a drink. That's on you. That is something that you do in moderation. Enjoy life. If you want to go with the girls, if you want to go with the fellas, go do that. If that is what allows you to keep your peace, do that. I go to the gym and hoop. It's necessary for me because if I don't, I choke somebody. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's energy that's pent up that I need to get out. If I don't get it out, I'll take it out on the people here at home. And I don't want to do that because I don't want to do that. So make time for yourself. Make time. Make sure you have a mate that understands, I do need a moment where you're not in it. I do need some time where you're not in it. I need some time for me. Right. Every now and again, you got to get away. You know, my wife, a couple of years ago, this was before COVID, she was going through some stuff. She was irritable and all of that stuff. And so for Mother's Day, I got her a room and I told the kids this would have been my first time with the baby by myself. And Demia is a handful. She's been a handful since she came out the womb. But because I was more concerned about where she was mentally and emotionally, I was like, go, you good in the room. I'll be back to pick you up tomorrow, take you to breakfast. Don't worry about us. Don't call us. We'll figure it out. We'll be all right. But I had to do that because I know she needed it.
And I have mommy guilt. And I've been thinking about, probably, I done said stuff a bunch of times this year about mom guilt is when you know you want to get away, but you can't get away because you're going to be constantly checking on everybody.
Oh.
So you feel guilty. You feel you need a break, but you're guilty about getting a break. So you feel guilty about getting a break. So yeah, I have mom guilt. So that's whole nother thing.
Well, I don't know what that is because I don't have dad guilt.
Right, because you have the ability to get away.
I'd be like, tell them Negroes to go on, let them sit down somewhere, go on do something.
Right, and that's my thing. It's like, all right, allowing them to figure things out on their own without me. Because my family is spoiled, and I do so much for them that I'll worry about how things are going to be if they don't have me to assist them. So even if I plan to get away, I will make sure all the laundry is done, all of the food is cooked, everything that they need is right where they need it to be, so that they wouldn't have to worry about that, and I would feel secure. So, yeah.
Hear how you talking in the music up under you feel good to you.
Is that music? Is that telling me to come on and be quiet? Is that?
No, that's just the music. That's I put that on to tell me to be quiet. It ain't supposed to be loud. Put it on both ears.
It's nice. It's nice. It's nice. Setup is nice.
All right, so yeah, they real spoiled. All right, so
you spoiled too. What?
Okay, I didn't say I wasn't.
You said they real spoiled.
They are.
You didn't say we.
No, they are real spoiled. The boy is 17. Oh, all right.
What you about to
see? Yeah.
That's my son.
Okay, he my son too. That Negro. We're not about to do this. All right, so we appreciate y'all tonight. I'm wrestling if we should give a gift tonight.
Love gift.
Give a love gift. All right. If you want to be nice and pleasant to the people.
Just wrestling.
No, I just, sometimes.
Has this helped anybody tonight? I know there wasn't a ton of questions, but there was a number of questions that came through. I mean, have you guys liked this experience with us this evening? Would this be something that you would want to do
again?
Live, in person, again?
Y'all be working me.
That would be really nice, though. Are they commenting?
And give live questions. It's like a 30-second delay.
Okay.
See, like you're saying, is this something that you would want to do?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Come on, hit the hearts if you guys have really enjoyed this tonight. Come on. Send them hearts on up.
You don't do it like I do it.
Oh, well, you said it.
Hit them hearts, Revens. All right, so y'all just be nice. Give a gift. Y'all know the information. Qualified Enterprises, the Cash App. PastorDT at iCloud.com. PastorDT at iCloud.com is the PayPal. Is the Apple Pay, and the Zelle. And PayPal.me/Pastor Donté T is the PayPal information. Congratulations to Steve and Kayshante Nunn. 9 years. Now let me tell y'all something. I didn't think they was gonna make it, y'all. But when I say I am so proud and happy for them that God let me be a part of, some of the roughest moments, but also some of the best moments. When I say they are a picture of what it looks like to fight for your love, fight for your marriage. And if you look at them two now, you would never, ever think that they had gone through. They do not look like they've been through what they've been through. Shabaskosia. I don't look like what I've been through. And that girl gonna say, we weren't gonna make it. Wow. I can't stand her. When I tell you I can't stand her, Kayshante Rashid Nunn, I can't stand you. So y'all congratulate them, and I'll probably do a whole post for them in Jesus' name. All right, let's roll.
Y'all were so mild with the questions and stuff.
I know,
too.
they
were so mild. We said ask anything. And
yeah, they didn't bring no questions.
Come on, y'all gotta ask them real tough questions.
I think because some of their mates be on here and they're afraid to ask, because then they're gonna be in trouble for the evening.
Oh.
Be broke up, I suppose. All right, so let's roll. Yes, it is, but I know your voice, Kayshante. I know your voice. All right, so thank you guys so much for joining us. The superstar, she made it on down here. We're so glad that she joined us down here.
I joined y'all.
We're so glad that she joined us down here.
Came home from work, and kids were, I'm sure they were so nice before I got here. And they were just acting up. I cooked. I had to go to the store first. Then I came home and cooked. And I was tired. This was really good. This was really nice. I enjoyed interacting with you guys, even though I'm not used to this, on Facebook Live.
Amen. So let me say this before we get off. Y'all give me a couple of days. We'll be back on Thursday. What I may do, we'll be back on Thursday. What I will do over the next 2 days is bring a couple of qualified moments, something that is on my mind, and I'll go live. But I don't want to have a qualified mornings, a full set. I'm still trying to meander through some things. If I want to stay on the relationship side, there are moments, and let me say this in transparency. You are so welcome. Sheldon said thank you. Chantrell said thank you. Shanae said thank you. Brian Panther said thank you. He said this was so dope. This was super dope. I know it was because I set it up like that. No, I'm messing with you, man. You know how we go back in it. We go way back. All right, so sometimes I feel like And I think I said this to you the other day. I give so much that you don't have enough time to really take it in. I don't want to lose you as an audience. However, I don't want you to become codependent on getting something from me or whoever is presenting, that you forget what was said previously. We receive so much. It's almost as if you're sitting at a buffet and you just keep eating and eating and eating, but you're not able to digest what is given to you because there's been so much given to you and it's now becoming force feeding. So if you give me a couple of days, again, I said I'll do some qualified moments because we must have daily bread. But at the same time, doing a whole presentation takes a lot out of me. I get up at 6:30 in the morning to present that. Sometimes I don't know what God wants me to say. Sometimes I do. There's a whole production that goes along with it. And I want you to understand. I want you to have the all of me that's supposed to be given to you. However, I don't want to do it in such a way that you stop receiving. So it's almost the concept of make them want more. It's that kind of idea. So give me a couple of days. So tomorrow and Wednesday, I will not be live. I may do a Zoom Bible study on Wednesday for those that want it. And if you want to be a part of that, you definitely are going to need, let me do this. I need everybody right now to, if you are a part, oh man, it didn't change. All right. I need everybody to get this. If you have not sent a text to be a part of the text group, I need you to text 866-376-2855. Screenshot this so you can remember it or still have it. Text the word qualified mornings to 866-376-2855. Make sure you send that. Make sure you send that text so I'll be able to send you a text message so you'll be able to be a part of the Zoom. That the Bible study will not be on live. It will, however, be on Zoom because I'm able to minister fully in a completely different way on Zoom. All right. So make sure you do that. 866-376-2855. And you want to text the word qualified mornings, one word. All right. All right. So Father, we thank you. We love you, praise you, and give you thanks. We appreciate this opportunity and space that you've given to us to be real, to be relevant, to minister to your people on this relationship scope. And so I ask you in the name of Jesus that you let these words, this wisdom take root and residence in their lives so that they would be better because of it. Let them eat the meat and spit out the bones. And we thank you, God. I thank you for allowing me to be married to someone that understands me, that also allows me to be me. And I pray that she feels the same way about me towards her. So thank you that you've used us to be pictures, to be individuals that people can look to and want to seek and get advice from. And so we appreciate that. God, let us have our best sleep that we've had in a long time tonight. Let us have sweet rest. And as we leave from this place, but never from your presence, we honor and bless you. We give you glory and praise. In Jesus' name, amen. We love you guys. We out of here. You going to say bye?
Bye. Good night.
Say bye up there.
Bye.
Why you keep
Good
looking
night,
here to
because
say?
it's right there in front of my face. Y'all have a lovely evening. Thank you guys for tuning in with the Thompsons tonight. We greatly appreciate you being with us. You ready to go eat some chicken now?
Yep. Bye.